That's our intro song right there.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Jake made that.
Yep, Jake made that.
Like
Listen, dude, podcast episode 15. Thank you all so much for joining us. We have a live audience today.
Woo! Yay!
Yep. Jaron, would you like to introduce our guest?
Yeah, we have a guest today, special guest. Not special needs, but a very special guest, okay?
It's already controversial.
I might have to redo the podcast.
She, in her free time, she likes collecting used tissues. Okay, let me tell you a little about her. She likes volunteering at the pet clinic of euthanizing dogs.
Okay.
And she has a slight cocaine problem. Today we have Lindsay, and I forgot how to pronounce your last name again.
Scop.
Scop. I've been saying Shat for like the last year.
It's okay. I don't really have to correct people. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
My special guest is my child, Hadley.
Oh, yeah.
Hang out the whole time.
And you told us Hadley has an Instagram, right?
Yeah, follow her at Hadley the
She's one of the
Sheepy.
ones that made it.
Yes. Her brother actually is Instagram famous. He's got over 40-some thousand followers. Follow Boogie the Sheepadoodle friends, and then, Hadley the Sheepy.
How many followers does she have on
She
Instagram?
probably has about 2,000, almost 2,000.
Oh, my gosh.
She has more than me. And
You
that's
need to
what
get a
counts.
dog for like
Dang,
your
we need-
Twitch or something.
Yeah, we need a dog for the podcast.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
you're
gonna
counts.
happen.
You're getting one.
It's going to happen.
Little
I would
Jimmy.
love like a sponsorship or something.
Jimmy.
Give me some free food. Free dog food.
Yeah.
If you like hashtag people like on Instagram, like BarkBox and stuff,
Yes.
I've heard to like send you free stuff sometimes.
I did get something from Benabone a couple years ago. Probably had just started it, and so they sent us something because they were going to come pop up at Barcade, so they saw that she was and they sent a couple of chew toys.
I
Which
work
was
with a guy who's got wiener dogs, and he has an Instagram page for his dogs.
I love that.
That's pretty cool.
And they send him free stuff.
We should get
Send
one
free
from
stuff.
Melvin, our little cat. Well, real quick, your now fiance is in the audience here.
Yeah, Popo Houston.
So, Popo Hujo. So, you're going from Linziano Charabados
Yes,
to Linziano Hujo.
sounds nice.
Linziano Hujo.
2 syllables. That's much easier.
Yeah, that's fine. How was the engagement, I guess? You say what you want about the engagement.
Okay, it was great. It was last weekend. Went to our first spot. We just hit up a little tree, and then
Applebee's.
Ryan. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm going to take you to Chili's after this, but we are going to stop. He's like,
To
I think-
Chuck E. Cheese.
He was
Table
like,
for
I think we have a little bit of time. So took me to a little, sculpture garden, art museum, Chuck E. Cheese. And we went for a little walk, and then he said, hey, let's take a picture. Not take a picture.
Oh, my gosh.
Grabbed my hands and gave me a little speech. And yeah, there was a gal waiting, took our pictures.
Did he have the speech memorized?
Yes.
Wow.
He got. He
we
pulled
are
it
not.
offline. It
It's
was one of Joe Stalin's
personal. It's
speeches.
private, but it was
actually.
very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
As usual.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then we went out to dinner, and my parents were there. They came from out of town to celebrate
Was
with
that
us.
a huge surprise for you to have your parents there in town?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
That's cool.
And
That's
his
awesome.
parents were there, and then we celebrated with you guys the next day, and
That was
a
really
lot of
cool.
our friends that were close to us. And
I met your parents there. They were really sweet people.
Lyle?
Very
Yep.
nice people.
Your dad, Lyle?
rhymes with Kyle.
And don't say it. It was like Barb.
Yes, it's Barb.
Yeah.
Barb and Lyle.
Barb and Lyle. I like
Sure.
it.
Typical
Great.
white people name. Boomers.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Have you guys seen anything good lately? Lindsay, you go first.
we're switching topics. All
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
Yes.
Podcast.
Yes, I have. All right. I was just talking with all the girls about this. I'll bring the female perspective into this. I just watched The Summer I Turned Pretty on. I highly recommend. It is one of those shows that reminds you of when you were a girl reading a book in middle school about a girl trying to find love, and she's 15 because that's very. I just thought it was cute.
Okay.
It was very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you also
sounds
saw a
cute.
movie in theaters, right?
Yes,
Anything?
I went to Where the Crawdads Sing. It's also based on a book, same title, Where the Crawdads Sing, and it was
Okay.
on Reese's book club list. Spoon Club. I'm a huge fan.
Okay.
She's got a new book every month, and so that was the book a couple years ago, and then she
Reese
produced,
Witherspoon has like a book club.
and
Kind
then
of like
she
Oprah.
produced and she produced the movie. She also
Wow.
produces a couple TV
Man,
shows.
if I knew how to read,
I know.
I know.
We're
be
working
great.
on
You're
it. Are
missing
we
out.
doing our
I'm
lesson
a Dr. Seuss.
after this?
I'm on Green Eggs and Hammer.
He's pretty good at picture books.
One
Pop
fish,
up.
two fish.
Never read that.
Okay.
I never read
Well, it's because he can't read.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
there
What
yet.
have you seen, Jaron? Anything good lately?
Well, going off that, I've seen Saw 4. No. I don't know.
love the Saw movies.
I've watched so many movies in the last week. It's ridiculous. I can't remember what I've seen.
Really?
Oh, I've watched the first 2 Hobbit movies.
Awesome.
week.
Okay.
And I've seen every Hobbit movie once, 10 years ago or whenever
Yeah,
they came out.
yeah.
I don't remember any of them, so this is like.
Did you like them?
I thought they were awesome.
I do too.
I thought they were
Okay.
phenomenal. And I gotta get the third one. There's a third one, right?
There's a third one, and Lindsay, we need to have a watch party of Lord of the Rings, and you're going to be there.
Listen, I would like to.
Because you've never seen it.
No, I've seen all of the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
And there's new Hobbit movie.
They came out new as in they came out in 2011.
Okay, yeah, I saw
2012.
those.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And I'm thinking they're phenomenal.
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
good. They're good.
Really good.
They're good. I haven't really watched anything new. We went to the World War I Museum today,
Oh,
and
awesome.
Been there like 4
it reminded
times.
me
It's
of the movie
awesome.
1917, which is a great movie.
Okay.
It's so good.
You've never seen 1917?
Nope.
I have it on Amazon. I
Okay.
have a watch thing for it.
Okay,
Ah.
sweet. Besides the new movies and shows you've watched, Lindsay, we heard through the grapevine, actually directly from you, you like Dance Moms.
Oh, so much. Ooh, so much. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
the only thing I know about Dance Moms is there's that big lady
Yep.
with the black hair, and she's like a devil woman.
She is.
Like Cinderella's stepmom.
Yeah, and
Okay.
she will yell at these kids like Honey Boo Boo, and yell at them because
Honey Boo Boo is still doing?
Oh,
no, I don't
feel
think
like
so.
they maybe
Okay.
have a reality show where her mom.
her mom lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah,
But-
she had like surgery and everything.
Yeah, there's no surgery for crazy.
Oh,
So let's talk about it.
okay.
What?
What do you want me to? Do you want me to give you a synopsis?
What does that mean?
I have notes.
I can't spell that.
Yes.
Synopsis.
Yes.
Okay, so I could just provide you with a little brief. I could provide you with a little brief. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
An
Okay.
overview
Sorry.
of it. Yeah. No, you're fine. No, you're
Okay.
good. You're good.
Okay. All right. Yes, devil woman, large
Yes.
lady.
Mhm.
However, we're not fat shaming it because
No.
all bodies are beautiful. Okay. But Abby Lee Miller.
I like you.
Thank you. Abby Lee Miller is a dance teacher out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They found her. Lifetime found her at Lifetime. They were looking for a show about a group of dancers or dance moms specifically, and then they found Abby Lee Miller through that. So it was just supposed to be about the moms, hence dance moms.
yeah.
But this crazy. He has so many things that he said to girls, but I mean, I wrote a couple of things down because I took notes.
Oh yeah. Let's
She
do it.
says,
Yeah.
Let's hear it,
she
let's
says
hear it,
to
let's hear
Fraser, one of her African American, got braids put in, and she says to the mom, "Fix this hair because it's horrible." And it's part. She says it's part of her ethnicity. I was allowed to put those braids in. She says, "Get your kid's lazy eye fixed because it's ugly." To a mom about her 12-year-old.
cow.
She says to little 8-year-old Mackenzie, says, "When Maddie, your sister, dances, she's a breath of fresh air. You're like the stuff we spray in the bathroom."
Oh my god.
She says to little 6-year-old Mackenzie,
That's
when
like-
she was younger, she says, "Take your belly out of here," about her tummy.
Kobe.
So she
These kids are gonna grow up with.
they all
serious image problems.
they all
They
are-
probably already do.
they all
Yeah.
are thriving, but they're all, I think the oldest girl is like 20 or 24 now.
Okay.
So not far behind me in my life, which is kind of why I liked the show.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they were all around my age.
Yeah.
And they're all doing well, but they do all speak out about the anxiety. And
I feel like it's ramped up even more because there's a show.
yeah, because there's
Probably.
cameras on them 24/7.
There's probably a lot of pressure. I mean, there's pressure there anyways. In any
Yes.
sort of competition,
Yeah.
there's going to be pressure.
The show was originally supposed to be 6 episodes, a 6-episode docuseries, and then they saw how successful it was,
Yeah.
and they picked it up for, I think, 6 seasons was the agreement, but some girls left before then. Paige and Brooke Island left in season 4 because they hit Abby in the face. And it's on camera.
Another
It's
Kobe.
one of the.
Wow.
It's one of the. No, she hit her in the face. We have a video of it. It's everywhere. I know the entire argument verbatim.
Holy
So
cow.
yeah,
That's wild.
because she was. I don't remember exactly, but she had a lot of issues with those 2 little girls just because she didn't like their mom. She even at one point told their mom to take the daughter to nutrition to figure out why she was so stupid. Remember the choreography.
How do
Why-
the
why-
little girls take that?
Well,
is it like constructive criticism?
I think it's supposed to be, and she says if I yell at you, then nobody else can like rattle you in the real world. Meanwhile, these children are 10,
Yeah.
and she's like, I'm just trying to prepare them for the real world and for.
Why are we so obsessed
jobs.
with watching people be miserable, though?
I think this was on in like
Seriously.
2011, 2012, and there was also so much fat shaming on the show. They would always say things about Abby, like, stop eating, that's why you're fat, and other things like that. And I think if the show were on now, it would completely get canceled.
Oh, yeah.
There's
yeah,
no
sure,
way.
absolutely.
People are a lot more, you
PC.
know, and they're like, that's going to scar these children. One of the moms even
yeah.
yells at her. She's like, this is going to cost me a lot of
Yeah.
money in therapy.
Yeah,
And it
seriously.
did.
Seriously.
And
yeah.
it did. But I loved it because of the girls, and I
Yeah.
thought they were sweet and cute, and I liked the dancing. But now, like, watching it back, you're like, oh my God.
Isn't it crazy?
Not believe they sat through that.
Isn't it crazy to kind of see like things that were appropriate 10 years ago versus now? You know,
it's
like
changed, man.
Tropic
It's changed.
Thunder. Robert Downey Jr. plays a black guy.
the blackface.
And he does a great. He plays a great guy. Even, you know, everybody says he does a great guy.
Apparently,
but,
he gets a pass though on that.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Apparently,
yeah,
but-
but I mean, now it's like,
Yeah.
you know, what would happen? You know, it's
Well, like these like dating reality shows and stuff like The Bachelor. I mean, I remember when Popo Hujo.
Yeah.
We lived together for 4.5 years or something. I'd come home and he'd be watching The Bachelor or The Bachelorette or something. And I think I watch it and I get depressed. I don't know. I get depressed
Why?
watching these reality shows. Because these people are miserable. They got zero like a lot of them have no self-confidence. They're trying to find love on a reality show where they're not going to find it.
For the most part, people go on those shows to be on, like, Instagram influencers.
yes, like for their
You
own
just
good,
made my
like-
point.
Yeah.
You just made my point
Yeah.
even greater.
Sometimes it works. Most of the time, it doesn't.
Most of the time.
But that's-
it
yeah.
works
But here's
for
the thing
little.
too: reality TV isn't always real. Like there's scripted stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Except for Deadliest Catch and Ice Road Truckers.
Dance Moms is
really?
also not scripted.
oh, it's not.
No. Sometimes
don't-
they would make them recreate things that happened, catch it on camera, but no. Not scripted.
Wow.
Dang.
She's just that terrible.
Because there's other like these dating reality shows like on Netflix. What are some of them?
Oh, Love is Blind.
The Circle.
The Ultimatum.
Maddie
Yes.
and I. I will say, Maddie and I watched Love Is Blind,
So
and that was
good.
pretty interesting. That was really interesting.
So good. And The Ultimatum is also by Nick and Mason.
Oh.
That one's good.
What's the
Yeah.
one where it's like where they gotta like marry someone in like a week or something?
Oh, Married at First Sight?
Married at First Sight.
Yes, I think that's a Lifetime one, too.
I cannot. I think that's so dumb.
Sometimes it works.
Not. Yeah.
I think if
in
you
like
go in
India,
with the right intentions,
Yeah, that
rather
could be.
than, you know, they always say here for the right reasons. Not here for the right reasons. It's not going to work
How many
out.
people who won The Bachelor, or like got together in The Bachelor and Bachelorette, are
it's a
still
To
competition.
married?
be
You say
completely
one.
honest, probably like four.
Four?
Out of,
Yeah.
gosh, there's been 30 plus seasons.
Well, on Love Is Blind, there was only one couple who married or
there
stayed
were,
married.
yes, I think there's 2 from the first season and like 1 from the second
Yeah,
season.
yeah. Hey, Maddie, who was that guy from Love Is Blind that I liked? Who was really like he married Shane. I really liked Shane. He seemed like a
Shane and Natalie.
I thought they were pretty cool.
I feel like
I thought he was
Shane was
cool.
kind of immature.
I don't get these shows.
Shane
man.
was goofy.
I think it totally downplays marriage. I think it totally
Yeah.
downplays.
I agree
all
with that.
So
But
I will not.
if you watch it with that mindset, then maybe it's a different
then I,
thing.
yeah,
like
then I
it's
can't
like,
watch
oh,
it. That's why I can't watch
Okay.
it.
So in this economy, how else are you supposed to meet somebody?
Apps, dating apps.
Online dating.
Okay.
Oh.
What do you got to say about that?
Well, Popo and I met on Hinge. Met on Hinge.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thanks, Hinge. And
Shout out.
And we both, you know, same with Bachelor, same with online anything. You know, you have to go in with the right intentions. And my intention want to just date somebody for fun. I would like to date somebody that I'm interested in and see a
Be
future
serious,
with. Yeah.
like you want to see a future with, yeah.
Most of the time, people on there are just like looking for something fun or like
Yeah.
not
yeah.
here for,
I can
seriousness.
see that. Like if you're searching for a man, I can see that.
Yes.
Something casual, as I think is
Yes.
what it said. Hey, Bubba.
or like I'm moving
Um,
out of the area in 6 months, so let's have some fun.
I was on Facebook dating, Tinder,
boy.
Hinge, Bumble.
Farmers.
Not farmers only. No.
Christian mingle.
And
What about
I was on
Plenty of
upward for a
Fish?
little. I was on upward for a little bit too.
Okay.
And as of 4 months ago, I deleted everything. I can't do it anymore
I went.
because what I found was like, from my perspective, with females,
You drink, my
It-
lord.
with females, we gotta get an audience here all the time. Bring us.
Oh, that's
refill the
great.
drinks.
Wow.
With like, if a man's looking for a woman, they're all looking for a serious relationship, but they ghost you. They don't. They definitely don't act like it.
I think it's so. It's
I
like
think
a
it's like
hit or
90%.
I think it's a hit or a miss, and it's like guys like that are looking for a girl, and the girls that aren't looking for anything are like, it's just they're missing each other, you know? Like
Yeah.
the people who are
So,
serious about it just
I
keep
actually
missing,
got so
missing
sick and
each other.
tired of matching with people and having like a week-long conversation with them for several days
Yeah.
and getting ghosted.
So
Like,
obviously-
when you pop the question, hey, I like you. I think we click. Let's go out. Let's get a drink sometime.
And
let's
then
go
they
to
don't
dinner
answer
sometime,"
you?
and they ghost you. I got sick of it, and I've been
Wow.
dealing with it since 2016.
Yeah.
Because when I was 23, that's when I started getting dating apps. When I moved in, when me and Ryan got an apartment together, and I'm almost 30 now. I'm done. I cannot do it anymore. Not
So
put myself
I've
through it
never
anymore.
I've never been like done any sort of online dating at all.
Sure.
Do you think it's I kind of remember a time when it started kind of coming out that online dating and online
Tinder?
dating sites. Yeah.
Tinder was probably
And
the
I
first
think
one.
there was a negative stigma geared towards that. It was like, oh, if you're
It was
on
like a hookup.
if you're
It was a
on a
hookup
dating
place,
site, you're
yeah.
looking for like a one night thing or just a
Yeah,
quick
you're
little
just looking
thing.
for a hookup. You're looking for fun.
But I know a lot of people who have met through online things.
I do
I
too.
think it's becoming a part of our like dating culture.
I know
Yeah.
3 married couples that have all met on. I'm not against it. I'm
Yeah.
not against it. I just
You have to have the right intentions, like
Exactly.
Lindsay said.
and I've had the right intentions for years, and it does not
Okay,
work. So
here's
I'm
the
done.
thing too. So I'm not in it, but I am on I go on Reddit sometimes, and they have like a Tinder subreddit that makes the front page sometimes. Anyways, a lot of times I see people who make their like Tinder profiles try to be like funny and edgy.
Yeah.
Is that is that going on a lot, or is that just like a
So
You do put a lot of work into it,
I
yeah.
I would say more men would be doing.
well, like most people will like try to make a joke out of it, and it's like at some point like, can you just be serious?
Like like I said, I just listed like 4 apps that I was on for many years, and I would list something like I like to do this, this, and this, and this. I'm looking for something serious.
Yeah.
I would never try to be funny or like
It was hard. It's always hard
Charismatic
to
in
try to
some
build your profile.
And-
It's stressful.
Yeah, it's almost is
I-
it almost like a job application where you're like, I want to like.
Kind of. And like on,
2 years at
on
Walmart,
Hinge
I can
and
see why
on
people think it'd be
Bumble.
stressful, but I wasn't stressed about it. I just put it out there. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I like to do. This is what I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool. And then you swipe right or whatever it is.
So, do you find the majority of people want like a quick get together, or do?
I have no idea what I don't think they know what they want.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you talk to them and then things go good, and then you ask them out, and then it's like, screw you, man.
But not
No.
everybody wants to go to
Chuck E. Cheese.
Red
Yeah,
door?
not everybody wants to go to Chuck E. Cheese and
I'm with
then
you
just
there.
watch you play skee ball
And
for 3 hours.
It's actually what put the nail in the coffin for me is when we went to that.
You got
brewery.
catfished.
Went to that brewery that one time, and
I'm
you.
so sorry.
No, don't. No, it's normal, and I think
know.
I called it when we were there at the bar or the brewery.
We
And I,
messaged.
and I had said,
date.
and Lindsay had typed up a message. My sister's done that many times for
Yeah.
me, and I felt more confident about a woman's doing it, and then I get ghosted. I think I even called it there at the bar, like, okay, I'm gonna get ghosted after this
I
because that's
do.
how it happens. This is how it happens, and so
Okay.
that's when I just went like it was like a week later or 2 weeks later, I deleted everything I had because it's a waste of time. It's wasting my time. It's wasting. It's taking up.
Do you wait till you get messaged first, or do you try to message?
Depends on what app.
Okay.
It Bumble, the
Girls have to
girls
message
have to
first.
message first.
Oh,
And
okay.
I think Hinge
No,
is not like
either.
that. No.
Yeah. Okay. So is the first message just like, "Hey"?
No,
Maybe that's
well,
maybe that's
it
your
can
problem.
be, but
yeah.
people don't like that.
So
They want
Exactly.
you to,
Exactly.
like-
But what do you do, Jeremy?
So
maybe
I
that's
would-
your problem there.
No, I would go in their profile and find something like personal, like they would have like a profile picture of like them, like Mount Rushmore.
Sure.
It's like, hey, I'd be like, hi, how was
I'm from
Mount
South
Rushmore?
Dakota.
Or something.
Okay.
I would try to start the conversation other than
What would you say
hey.
if someone had Mount Rushmore on there? Hey, I like rocks too.
Hey, I
I've
see
been
that you've been to
there.
Mount Rushmore. I've never been there. What was it like?
Or I was
do
just
that.
there last summer with my
Okay,
family,
okay.
and it was awesome. What did you think?
Yeah. And yeah,
All right, why don't we role play here for a minute?
let's do it.
Okay, so let's say we're on Bumble, and I'll be the girl.
Okay.
Please.
Comfortable with the
Okay,
sexuality.
I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm typing here. Hey, big boy.
I wouldn't respond to that.
What you saying?
I would not respond to that
All right, fine. But then I'm like,
because then I go, okay, that's just
That's
a
what
hoe.
she wants.
okay, but then
yeah.
I'm like, hey, big boy in all caps.
Hey, big boy, in all caps.
Yeah.
That'd be a block.
Okay.
And I would report. I did this. I think you remember this. I said this. If there was like a female that I would match with, I would report her for like racism or something. I would like make something up.
Why?
And I forget what it was, like Hinge or Bumble. Like you can report someone, you have to put like an explanation. I'll be like, she was visibly racist, and like I would say stuff. Yeah.
Why?
Because she pissed me off.
Okay.
That's
So
She
terrible.
obviously had the wrong
continuing
intentions.
the role play here. 2 days later, after you block me, I show up to your front door.
Oh my God. How did you get his address? I'd call the police.
That would be your first question, right?
I got guns.
Yeah, but you're at work, and I know for a fact you work 12 hours a day, and I'm here.
I got cameras.
he
Yeah,
has
but what are you
cameras.
gonna do? You're
Call the
not
police.
gonna leave work.
No, I would. I'd run down here.
You would run here.
I would.
By that time, I've already ransacked your whole house and caught it on fire.
Kyle. It's like
This is,
talking to
very
you, I swear,
unrealistic, I think.
talking to you is like talking to a Muppet.
I mean, all I'm trying to say is, it's a good thing you got off him.
Off what?
The
No,
dating
no.
sites.
I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't take the ghosting anymore, and I realized that. And I will say this: a lot of the women or whatever you want to call them, or that I matched with,
Whatever you want to call them.
females, girls, whatever.
yeah.
That I matched with were usually younger,
Okay.
quite a bit. There's nothing wrong with younger, but they just want to hoe around. Seems like half the time.
Whoa.
Yeah, because
But
they
no,
don't.
but he's saying that they are young, so he doesn't want a young one.
A lot of people, a lot of girls out there don't have their shit together.
Okay,
and
okay,
I
all
need
right.
someone who does.
It sounds like you have some
They're younger though.
It sounds
They're
like
much
you need
younger.
some advice on relationships. Lindsay, do you have
Well-
any advice that you?
I will not be re-downloading those dating apps. Just so
We're
you
not
know.
That's
asking
okay,
you.
and you don't have to. I think getting your dog, that's very exciting. And like,
That's
honestly,
that's gonna be my buddy.
I focused on myself for quite a while too. I went through a bad breakup a long time ago, but I had to do some focusing on myself.
Yeah.
I started working out a lot. I have my dog, and I just focused on her and friendships, and kind of just like regrouped before I ever thought about and then I my mind changed. I think I probably felt it at one point. But you know, and you never have to reach out again if you want to, but you know, just take a break.
I
and,
wanted to take a lot of my control away from it.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
we talked about this actually before you guys got over here. I think people come into your life for a reason, and more importantly, they leave your life for a reason. So I think when it happens, it'll be meant to be. So I don't think a dating app is the way for me to.
and that's
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maddie and I met at a mutual friend's wedding.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wasn't even. It's almost like, at least in that situation, it's like when you're not looking for it, it happens, sort of thing. So
Yeah, and
don't
I
know.
kind of was that way too, because I, you know, when I re-downloaded Hinge or whatever, and then about a month or so later, Ryan and I met. But I kind of was just like, I had been focusing on myself. I was in nursing school.
Yeah,
Was just
yeah.
doing my own thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't really like thinking about that, but I thought, you know, if I do anything, I
That
want it
wasn't
to be
like a top
intentional.
priority,
No,
you
it
should
wasn't.
say,
And I was
yeah.
like, I'm busy. I've got things going on, and so
Yeah.
it doesn't even matter if it doesn't happen and it doesn't work out. And then it
yeah.
ended up working
The
out.
problem with me too is I know it's an issue for me personally, but people have a problem trouble reading me.
I
Which
think,
is a
yeah.
which is a huge problem, which I
It's
which I
true.
understand. I think I'm misunderstood a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like I've gone on a couple dates this year actually alone, and a lot of
You
the
said a bad joke or something, and they thought you were serious or something, or
no. Actually, most of the dates that I've ever gone on, it's me ending it. Believe it or
Okay.
not,
Huh.
because they don't have stuff together.
Either that, or you know, sometimes people just don't understand your.
that could be.
I
that could
told
be.
my parents before they met both of you. I said, "Listen, Jaron and Kyle are very sarcastic. If they say anything that seems a little off kilter, they are probably joking."
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yep.
glad. When did you tell them that?
The day before we met you. The day we met you.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
no. When did you tell your parents that? When your parents met me on Sunday?
Before they met
Because
you.
one of the first things I said to your parents was like, "Didn't you go to dinner with Connie and Lauren last night?" Yeah, they're good people. I was like, "Connie will buy you shots."
Yeah.
And I said it so dead faced, and they were like, "Oh, they didn't know what to say." To
I
that.
think
They didn't know what to say to that.
also my
And,
parents aren't drinking, but
And I got that vibe.
But
I got that vibe. and
my
I knew,
dad
I knew
loves
the
good
limit.
beer and they love a good bottle of wine. They're just like not big into anything else,
no,
like
I
liquor.
Gotcha.
You
All right,
know,
that's fine.
But when I said that too, it's also
they're
kind of
like,
like I want to find that limit of because I watch people. I pay
think-
attention to people heavily. I pay attention to
I
people.
think you can tell a lot about a person by how they react to your jokes.
Yep.
In a way, you know.
So the first time I met you was
Lindsay's just like, yep.
yeah.
the first time I met you was we went to a Royals game. I had free tickets to a Royals game, and I picked you and Ryan up. I think it was at his apartment downtown, downtown. And and it was ever so slightly. I kept it minimal. You said something about you being in band in high school or something. And I made a slide comment. Oh, what a band nerd. And you were like, yep, totally, man. I was totally a band nerd. And I'm like, okay, I'm done.
I played the saxophone.
Because
I played the trombone.
Yes. Oh, good trombone.
And I think like a few minutes later, I made like another smart aleck comment to you about being like a band nerd or something of the sort, and you totally brushed it off. And then once when I knew that, I'm like, okay, I can't say anything.
Yeah.
Why?
Because if she reacted, oh no, like denial. Come on, you're a band nerd, believe it or not.
I love band.
So when people when I would make like a personal comment towards somebody, like you're kind of weird for that, and if they said like no I'm not or something, it means that they're not comfortable in their own skin. Usually is what that means.
I feel that.
If people feel like yep it's kind of weird, but that's me.
Yeah.
It kind of tells me that okay they're comfortable in their own skin. They're a confident person.
Yeah, that's true.
And they hear the truth and they run with it.
So
that's and I actually, believe it or not, I strategize that.
That's so funny.
And I do that when I first meet people. I like to say something that's maybe like a little bit
off kilter.
Just a little bit. Like with your parents, I brought up Connie buying shots or whatever.
They didn't handle that very well, but
and no, it's totally fine. And I got the vibe. Okay, that's not their vibe, and I expected that when I first met them, and just by how they introduced themselves, and I knew the line, and I knew how. The rest of the time, if I meet them ever again, I know, which I will.
You kind of knew your limit.
I know what to talk to them about. And of course, I talked to your dad a little bit.
Well, he's probably not invited to the wedding, right?
no.
Yeah.
We're gonna
okay. Let's off podcast. Let's talk about off podcast. But next time I meet your dad, I'll be able to talk about something because he told me what he did for a living and stuff like this. So you get once when you kind of throw that weird question in there, that weird comment in there, people usually. They won't get quiet. They'll kind of like go around it and change the subject, and then they'll change the subject to something that you can talk to them about in the future.
Yeah,
But also,
Oh, sorry. I was just
go
going to
ahead,
say,
go ahead.
I feel
And
like
I
you
do that with
definitely
people.
do that, but I feel like it is really hard to read,
oh,
which
absolutely,
is what
100%.
all of the
Yeah.
apps are.
I agree.
And
Sometimes
you're
it's
totally
really,
right.
really hard to read that people are just being sarcastic via text message.
I'm not sarcastic in text when it would come on dating
Okay,
apps.
then I redact that theory.
No.
No,
That's totally okay. That's totally okay.
It is hard to read intention with the text.
Yeah.
You don't know if
It
someone's
is.
joking. You don't know if they're being serious.
No. And I would not do that unless I met him in person. I'm a face-to-face type of person. If I meet him for the first time, I like people face-to-face.
Yeah.
If it's one of my close friends or something, I can say something sarcastic and you guys will get it over text.
Oh, yeah.
But if it's because you guys know me,
Yeah.
and if it was face-to-face, that's different for the first time meeting. So when I first meet people, Hadley
Hadley is so cute. Oh my gosh.
For those of you who aren't visual with us, Hadley is.
That is so
Please
cute.
pet her.
Hey, Bubba. I'm a good ear scratcher. But no,
She
it's
loves
and that's why that's one reason why I gave up the dating apps too. I just can't do it anymore, man.
So you said
So
before.
Jaron is open to a relationship.
Jaron's open, guys.
FYI, if anybody has any questions, yay! If anybody is interested, you can connect with us through the Listen Dude podcast,
That's right.
Instagram,
You know,
TikTok.
He makes 3-digit figures.
Yeah.
Figures.
Yeah. He owns a home.
Maddie, you know what 3-digit figures? It's like $900.
He's about to get a dog. He owns his car. His motorcycle.
That's the thing.
Give us your elevator pitch for you.
No. I will say this, and I've had
He's a
conversations.
very nice boy.
I've had conversations with people this like at work and stuff. Like I don't like what else is wrong with me? I got a good job. I got a house. I got a car. I got a motorcycle. I got my shit together.
I know how you feel.
Financially.
Yeah.
Nothing's wrong.
I got it together.
Well, I don't think.
And it's like, what's wrong? But now that I say that out loud, I did just say that a lot of the dates I've gone on, 90% of them, I've said no to after like the first date.
Do you think you have too high standards? And
I do have too high standards.
My second question to that is, what are you looking for? Like, you said you want someone who has their stuff together. Like, you want someone who makes their own money, is independent.
It starts with It starts with attraction. Let's be real.
Well, yeah,
that's what it starts with.
Someone cute.
There's that, but I can usually maybe I'm judgmental in it, but I can usually tell what kind of person they are in like the first conversation, the second conversation,
I think that's true.
Okay, so
the average person,
physical attraction is obviously very important. I think.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I read this in a psychology article like a year ago or something. The average person determines what they think about someone in the first 8 seconds of a conversation.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And I don't know. It's like it's tough for me to say, but a lot of those girls that I was like, yeah, we're not going on a second date, or I wouldn't call them back, unfortunately. Was well, what do you do? Like, what do you do?
Okay, do they have to have like a job or something? Do they have to be like?
Yes, I would add that to a list of requirements.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Well, like be financially stable.
Yeah.
You need to be financially stable, and I like a confident person who's okay in their skin.
Do you want someone who's a little more independent, where you can do your own thing and they can do their own thing?
That's important.
Okay.
I like independence. A lot of I can give you I won't say names, but they were looking 100% on the first date to lock a man down, and that's how I felt. And I go, you know what? I don't want that. I want to take it slow. I want to take it easy.
You just want to eat your chicken tenders.
I want to eat my chicken tenders at the restaurant with honey mustard.
Tenders are getting a really good response
Yeah,
here today.
really.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh wait, what about Maddie's chicken nuggets? Are they still in the air fryer?
They're cooling.
The air fryer since I got here.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
And I realize I'm a hard person to read. I'm pretty stern.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm very disciplined in my ways. I'm extremely disciplined in my ways.
That's called stubbornness.
It's not that I'm willing to change things around. If someone came into my life that I would truly. My mindset would truly change.
Yeah, I understand. And I think also, too, as you get older, I think things like being financially stable and maybe being a little more independent are a little more important than when you're younger. Because maybe when you're younger,
Everybody's in school.
Yeah, and nobody's really financially dependent,
problem is, too, there's, and I think I speak for
Jaron's almost 30 ladies.
Oh, yeah.
And 3 more weeks.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Dang it, Lindsay.
It's all my fault.
I realize, like I said, I'm hard to read. I'm hard to figure out. But I'm a gut person. I go with my gut. And if it's that first date just has a good gut feeling for me, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I'm a go. And saying that, too, I'm also kind of a go with the flow. Like, I don't know about that,
Yeah.
I just kind of go.
Oh, yeah.
What takes me off is like when you meet people and they like, are you married? Do you have kids? Whatever.
I hate that.
And I would say, nope, neither. And they give you a look like they pity you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like
Really?
they pity you, and that takes me off so much because I have a don't take one of those Crown Royal.
Philosopher
You
from
can have
Caleb.
those Crown Royals are like $4 a pop a can, dude.
What is everybody drinking?
I had wine. It's gone now.
You want a refill?
Am I allowed?
Ryan's
on it. Popo's on it.
Popo.
Listen. Sorry,
dude.
you were saying something. I completely cut you off.
It's okay.
But should we pick it up a little bit? Should we maybe tell some funny first date stories. Your worst first date story ever?
I had a 3 years ago.
Okay.
I went on a date with a gal. We went to a jazz bar downtown. And I don't know it wasn't
Okay.
that, but I don't remember what it was. But because I'm a big fan of jazz, mainly blues, but
Right. Jaron's a big fan of jazz, ladies.
and mainly blues.
Mainly blues.
Thank you. And we spent like 3 hours there having a great conversation. I mean, we were connecting socially so well.
Yeah.
She was cute. She was a nurse and had her. She lived. She had an apartment in Independence and stuff. And she didn't give me like any red flags any red flags. But at the end of the date, we stepped outside and we were gonna part ways. And she said I've never told this.
Oh, I'm ready.
She said
Let's
that
go.
she loved me after the first date.
Okay.
I mean, I get it.
That scared you. You're scared.
Dude, I ran. No, I didn't.
Remember her name?
I'll never. Aubrey.
And we have her here today. Aubrey! Aubrey, come on out. She's here.
And I actually about 3 years 2018 no 2017
Look at AJ. He's got a towel on his hand. Thank you, Jay.
Ooh,
nice
hey,
job,
bartender.
man.
Thank
Nice
you.
job, Blippi. There you go. Nice
His
job. I
towel
actually
over his arm and serving us
and
drinks,
to say
friends.
that too, I went on a date with a gal. Believe it or not, it was at a pretty trashy place. It was Side Pockets.
Did she
That's where
also-
she wanted to go, but she said we went on 2 dates, and she said she loved me after the second date.
Oh, man.
I'm a lovable guy.
Is that a
I
red flag
guess.
for both of you?
I feel like if it's the
So-
first or second date, that's a little awkward.
Yeah.
I just
okay.
felt like it was, and like I said, I need to take it slow.
No.
Okay, so what I picture is they're like, "I love you," and you're like, "Okay." You just leave. That's kind of how do you react to that?
With this gal at the jazz bar, I said, "That's nice,"
Oh.
and I hugged her. We parted ways, and
Ghoster?
I did
Yeah.
because I did.
You said that's nice. I love you. That's nice.
I said like that's. I think that's cool. That's nice, or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
what do you say? And like we connected really good on that. I mean, date, but she, and a lot. The problem is like I'm 29 years old. The problem with dating someone who's like in their early 20s or something is they're. I'll give you like a quick story. There was another gal I dated. This was a long time ago. I asked her once. We had actually been dating for a couple years, like a couple months. And after a couple months, here you go, Bubba. After a couple months, I asked her. I said, "Hey, what do you like about me?" And she had a list. She had a list like
Very
ready.
nice.
Yeah.
And it said bread, oranges, Tabasco.
She said, "You got a good job. You got this, and this, and this, and this, and this."
Oh, it wasn't anything about
It
you
was
personally.
all objective. So I said, "I'm sorry, I can't do this."
But that's kind of like what you're looking for, though, right? You want someone who's financially stable. You want someone who's like independent.
I think that's criteria, but when you
Yeah.
meet somebody who has all of those things, then you need to like things about them as well.
Personally, as a human.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. It honestly did. And I was
I understand.
like, me, not about what I have.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
And it kind of it didn't feel good because it was like
Yeah.
I was like, seriously, man? Like, so you're just looking to lock a man down to provide for you is how I
For the
took
house
that.
Yeah.
Is how I took that.
Sure.
You know.
Well, I think
stuff's moving too quick.
I think
you
it's
know?
cool. I think it's good that you're not settling. You know, like you're waiting for someone who's like.
But you made the comment earlier, like my standards are a little bit too high, and I will totally admit that they are absolutely. And but I will not settle. I will not settle. I'm not someone. And here's the thing too. About, of course, we all can think of someone when I say this. Like some people just have to have somebody in their life. I
Oh
don't.
yeah, that's absolutely
Yeah,
true. Yeah.
for sure.
I don't want to. Hey, Bubba. I don't want someone.
Somebody.
I don't want someone to come into my life and me to come into their life to fill some void that they
Yeah.
have. I want
Yeah.
them to improve me and make me better, and vice versa. I want them to add. I want us to add to each other. I don't want to fill some void and fill some. That's me.
Wow,
Because
that's very philosophical. We're clapping for that,
And
audience.
Thank you.
Very philosophical.
Life gives you lemons. But that's how I feel, and I feel like a lot of people. It's like you're filling some void in my life. You're filling something that's missing.
Yeah.
I'm complete.
You're very comfortable in who you are.
Absolutely. And I have no problem being single the way I am. I'm
cool.
in no rush. Despite a lot of people, what I think people like, they pity you or they feel bad for you,
Oh yeah.
which is sickens me.
I've been there. I would go
Sickens
to
me.
my brother's church I'm from South Dakota originally. Shout out Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And that you get married at 2021.
So-
And so everybody, I think I was like 25 or something. I went to my brother's church and they were like, somebody met me and they said, so nice to meet you. Do you have kids, a husband?
Yep.
And I was like, no. And they were like, oh, okay. And it was just very awkward.
So what? Can I ask what denomination?
Oh, why?
Okay, then I can't ask.
Okay.
So
I feel like we're non-denominational. I don't really know.
no, that's okay.
That's what.
I grew up. Of course.
Oh, I grew up Christian Reformed.
I grew up in the
Very
church.
strict,
I grew
private
up in the
school.
church and
Really?
with,
Yes.
Dang.
Sioux Falls Christian Chargers.
Okay.
Chargers.
Stupid. Anyway.
Anyway, growing up in the church and stuff, like, it's part of the Christianity. You get married.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
It's a good thing. It's a positive thing. You populate the earth with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing that. So yes, when
I went to a
church,
Christian
like-
school for 1 year for college, and there were people there who were like
second date already proposing.
Yes.
No. They were like, by the end of the semester, I want to
It's
have.
called
someone
Ring by
locked in.
Spring.
That's exactly what
It's
it
called
is,
Ring
Lindsay.
by Spring. You're welcome. It's your
and
first year of college, and you're supposed to get engaged by the time you
Yep.
are not even finished with it.
I hear about it from, of course, my mother. Hi, Mom, if you're listening. I hear it from my sister. Let's get you locked down. I feel like certain people in my family were even maybe a little upset that I bought a house because I wasn't going in the certain line with get married, buy a house, have kids.
What do they think then? Because I bought a house when I was still single as a female.
How old were you?
20. I was 25 when I bought my house.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know what, too, though?
By myself.
I think it's definitely a cultural thing, is where back in the day, people would be getting married. Like, my parents got married when they were 19 and 20. You know?
Mine too.
Mine were
19 and
older,
20.
thank goodness.
Okay.
So I have
Yeah.
that.
But and it's actually something that I think that is proven, like in articles and stuff, is that people are getting married later, and more people are
With our
choosing.
generation.
More
Having
people are
children
choosing
later.
not to have kids too.
Yeah.
So I think it's a generational thing. I think
I have an aunt and uncle who are, of course, like in their 50s, and they don't have children. Like, who cares?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I guarantee you, if you ask them, if like when they introduce people or meet people or whatever, like, where are your kids at? And they say, we don't have any kids, they probably get a weird look.
Oh, for sure.
And I feel like that all the time. I really do. Like, you don't, like, you're not married, no kids, like you don't even have a serious girlfriend. What's wrong with you? Is what
Yeah.
And I've gotten used to the fact where it's like, well, I'm happy. I'm joyful in my life. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy with who I am.
good.
I'm happy with what I got. I have goals in life. They're met for the most part.
You still haven't done the hot wings challenge at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Are we doing that next week?
I am not doing that.
Okay.
That was on his
I
bucket
can't.
list.
No, it was not. I can't do hot stuff, man. Like spicy stuff.
So, what would an ideal date look like? Like the perfect date.
Wait.
Okay.
We wanted to hear Kyle's worst first date story.
Oh my gosh! Oh, this is
That's
amazing.
why I brought that up.
Okay,
Made it all about
the
him.
worst date?
That's okay.
No.
No, this
We're
is
talking
the
about our
worst.
date.
This is his
Okay.
worst first date, and it
Yeah,
was
it
not
also
with
the first
you.
date. No, I'm kidding.
Not with Maddie.
Okay. No, we had a really good first date. Yeah,
No,
sure.
this is another person.
Okay, so this is my horrible first date.
Okay.
And it was the first and last thing. It wasn't really even a date, but I'll tell you that. So this was when I was in the Air Force, and I was in tech school, which is your training after basic training, and you have to earn your chance to get off base. You to get a date, to get a pass to go on the weekends or really anytime actually. So there was this girl who I was talking to a little bit. We were just friends, and somehow, one way or another, we decided we were going to go out and get dinner, and we were going to see a movie, get dinner, or something like that. And that was going to be our date night. Well, the day before, I found out she invited one of her friends who's a guy, and he brings his date. So I'm like, at this point, this isn't a date. This is a hangout.
Yeah.
So there's no pressure or anything. So we go to this nice restaurant. Nice butt restaurant.
Edit that out.
And I was out in Texas. It was hot, and I ordered. And the date the guy brought was a girl that I was good friends with, and she's married now to my buddy Matt, and they got married and they're great people. Anyways, I ordered a pitcher of beer. His date had like 1/2 glass. I drank the rest of it. So we left, and I was feeling pretty good.
I'm glad.
Of course you did.
We go see the Minions 2.
That's so romantic. Dude.
Yeah, or the Minions
really
1 or
good.
something.
Day,
and it was fine.
Despicable Me.
And anyways, after that, and I'm feeling pretty good, we go into town, and we stop by a bar. And it's like a 2-step-in place. It's like 8 o'clock. Nobody's there.
You want to do a country bar?
I think
Already
so.
drank a
Some
pitcher
square
of beer at this
dancing?
point.
I already drank a pitcher of beer, and I was feeling good.
You square dance?
No.
Oh, come on.
Nobody was there. Nobody parties there till like 9. So we're there. I order a couple drinks. I'm feeling good. Then my supposed date says, "Hey, I'm gonna go home with this guy. Like he's gonna take me back to base."
At 9 o'clock?
Yeah, he's gonna take me back to base. And I'm like, okay. Do you want me to come with you? She's like, "No, we'll be fine." So we kind of know what that means.
Right.
But anyways, the next day I asked him like, "What'd you guys do?" And she was like, "Oh, we just looked at the stars." I'm like, "Yeah, right." Anyways, I find out that a couple other friends are going downtown, so they all meet us at this bar, and I have a couple drinks, and I'm acting goofy. We decide to go to Club Amnesia. Okay, I drink a lot, and
I think I remember hearing.
last thing I remember is I gave my bank card to the bartender, so I have a tab. One thing I remember is I tried to grab my beer, but your senses are off a little bit when you have a couple drinks, so I accidentally spilt it on a girl. And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." So I go and get some paper towels and clean it off. That was the last thing I remember. I black out, okay? I wake up the next day. I'm in my dorm room. I am not hungover. I think I have a pube in my mouth. I don't know. It was a short hair. I don't know.
They don't call it Club
I don't
Amnesia
remember
for
anything.
nothing.
I wake up. And I go and get breakfast with my buddy. It wasn't a pube. It was like something from my mustache or
If
something.
he remembered, he would have
Yeah, if
told
I
us.
remember, I would have. But anyways, I was like, Gary, I got a pube in my mouth, dude. But we go and get breakfast, and the things are starting to come back to me, right? And I asked the people who I went out with. I was like, "What happened? I blacked out, guys. I don't know what happened. Don't tell the first sergeant, okay?" And they're like, "Okay, apparently I challenged someone to a dance-off at Club Amnesia."
I can see that
As
happening.
you would.
And there are two different stories on this. I either got escorted out by police, or they just followed me out to make sure I wasn't driving. One of the two, a police officer followed me out. I vaguely remember stopping out of the van to get to base, and I was thrown up on the sidewalk. Well, apparently, too, to get on base, you have to have your military ID ready.
Right.
So they were like, "Oh, Myers, give us your military ID," and I'd be like, "Oh, here it is," and I'd flip them off instead of giving them my card. And then one of my buddies, two of my buddies had to walk me up to my room, and they're like, "Say goodnight, Myers," and I was like, "Peace," and I'd fall in the room. I had my card with me. I don't know how I got back, but
So did you go on a second date?
no, it wasn't even a date. No. But then Maddie and I had a good first day. We went and saw Passengers, and she cried, and I was like, "I gotta go piss." So I just left and went pee while she was crying. And then we went to Taco Bell.
That's a good first
No,
date.
she didn't
Taco
promise that.
Bell. I'd take Taco Bell.
Yeah. I also have another military story if you guys want to hear it.
I want to hear it.
Go ahead.
So the military, you gotta take showers together, right? And
I'm sorry.
let's just say I dropped the soap. No, okay.
Do you really, or is that just
So-
what you're saying?
Okay. So this one's the shower one. So
Okay.
I get out of the shower. Everybody has GI issued whitey tighties. Okay. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're gonna wear that thing.
I'm sorry.
there's
hold,
butts.
Hold,
There's
please.
butts.
Hold, please. Okay,
Yeah.
so GI stands for
Government issued.
Got it. Because I am a nurse and I work in
That's okay,
healthcare,
that's okay.
so GI stands for gastrointestinal. All right.
Yeah. No, it's not that one.
Okay.
So I put my whitey tighties on. I got my white shirt. We're getting ready for bed. I got my what are those called?
Dog tags.
Dog tags. And I get to my locker and I put stuff up and I look over and these guys, I'm like, hey, what's up, guys? And they're laughing. It's like the third week. I don't know anybody. I'm like, what's up, guys? They're laughing. And I see one of their eyes kind of look down. I'm like, why are they laughing? They're kind of rude. I mean, back then I was in shape. I'm like, man, are they laughing because I'm big or something? I turn around and I look down. One of my nuts is hanging out of my whitey tighties. One of my nuts found its way out of my whitey tighties, and I was walking around the barracks with this bad boy out. And these guys saw it, and finally we were about to graduate, and I was like, you guys remember that time my nut was hanging out? And you laughed. He's like, bro, we weren't even going to tell you about that. But
I was just trying to
that.
brag here, friends.
Yeah. No, I was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta feel the
shoot.
wind.
it's numb. You know? I don't know. It was.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. Okay, so this is my final military story.
I'm ready.
They feed you like crappy food. Okay, when you're in the military, they gave us powdered eggs. So it's like powder. You put water in there, you got eggs.
Oh my gosh.
This thing fricked with my stomach so bad. I was on the top bunk. This guy was on the lower bunk. So they train you. If there's a fire, you say fire, 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 and you pull the fire alarm. They evacuate the whole building. Fire department's got to come, make sure everything's okay. They tell you to do the same thing for gas. If they smell a gas leak, they say gas, gas, gas. They call fire department, and they evacuate the whole dorms. And let me tell you, in basic training, sleep is gold. It's like the opposite of work. You work 8 hours, you have the rest of the time to yourself. This one, you work the rest of the time, but you have 8 hours of sleep.
Okay.
So sleep is gold in the military. These powdered eggs got me so fricked. I farted on the top bunk. Okay, these guys doing duty. You have people like watching the door.
Duty?
They come by, they're like, "What is that?" And then the bunkmate underneath me goes, "I don't know. It's kind of sulfuric." Next thing I hear is gas, gas, gas. They pull the alarm. We got to evacuate the whole dang building. The fire department has to come. I have not told anybody because I was like, I'm going to get washed back if I tell somebody that I was the cause of that. So they evacuate. We get back. The smell was gone. I was like, it very well could have been me. It very well could have been a skunk.
This is what GI
skunk.
means, gastrointestinal,
Gastro, yeah.
and not
Yeah.
government issued.
But I got.
You're
But
welcome.
I'll tell you what. I have never slept better than the military, basic, and I have never laughed harder because there was
that's
there was
hilarious.
one guy. I don't know. You had to be there to see it, but it was hilarious. But
Either to smell
anyways,
it.
well, we were learning a movement called like when you're marching, they're called eyes right, and you like have to look to the right and march.
Yeah.
And this guy, like when he looked to the
Marching
right,
band.
he looked confused, like he did like a face. And me and this other guy, John, from Texas, he really had an accent like this.
Shout out John
Hillbilly.
from
Shout out to
Texas.
John. He was a great guy, but he was he was a great guy. But we both started laughing, and man, it was crazy. And I was in a good mindset there. I was like,
You were very focused.
okay, so the point of that second story is they evacuated the whole dorm
Okay.
while people were supposed to be sleeping because I farted. Essentially, yeah. So that happened. Yeah. That needs a clip. Yeah. Well,
Well,
How long have we been going?
I have no idea.
you say that every podcast.
I just want to know.
Why don't you stop?
Because I can't see that.
You can't read that.
How long
No,
have
I
we been
can't read
going?
that.
No, it's 54 minutes. No, I'm just messing with you,
Okay,
by the
that's
way.
not
Oh, wow.
Lindsay, did you
Yeah,
have any?
it goes
Did you have
fast.
any closing remarks?
Closing remarks.
Anything about dance moms?
You do
Let's-
yoga.
Let's
Yes,
be
let's
let's
talk about-
be here
can
for
we
the
talk about
right
yoga real
reasons.
quick?
Yes, we can.
I-
I was
can I-
just telling
let
the
her talk.
gentleman
I
that I was on the mic this morning. Shout out
Yep.
Power Life. I teach at Power Life Kansas City, and I teach yoga sculpt. So yes, I teach yoga, but in the sense that it is yoga plus cardio plus weight. So it's this much yoga, this much cardio, this much weights. So it's a good bicep curl with a crescent lunge situation. Anyway, what'd you?
I was gonna when I was in college, I took a fitness like a physical education course
Yeah.
that you had to show up to the gym, and then a requirement is you had to take like a yoga class or
Yeah.
like the class where they have like that board thing. You got to stand up on it and do like aerobic stuff.
Pilates?
Pilates.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, I did a yoga class, kicked my ass.
Oh yeah,
yoga's
especially
tough.
so
Dude,
it's
kicked
hot
my ass, and I
at
have-
Power Life, so
I-
it's heated.
I did a Pilates, and you're supposed to do 2. You're only supposed to do. I did like 4.
Yeah.
Because I did
it's
Pilates like
fun.
3 times, and the instructor like gave me like a thumbs up in like like the second class, like you really improved. So
That is so motivating. I
I felt
love that.
so good about
Yes,
it.
I
And
love that.
I had been doing cardio when I was younger and weightlifting my whole life, but when I did Pilates, man, and I got like the beat down, and it's like
Yeah.
it's like the stereotypical like play music, let's go guys,
Yeah.
Dun, 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 and then like you go, and after the first
Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Let's go, team. You got this Saturday. So good, so strong.
exactly,
Yeah.
and it was this. And after the first class, I was like, what the, what the heck's going on here? It's going so fast. But my competitiveness in me was like, dude, I'm gonna nail this. I'm a physical god.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a freaking athletic genius.
I feel that.
And I can get this. And I took that Pilates class 3 times, but the 4th time I took it, I'm like, I'm gonna change it up and do yoga. And dude, like I said,
Yoga's
it kicked
tough.
my ass. It
Yeah.
actually was. I felt really good because by the time I had knee pain, I had really bad shoulders at
I've
the
got
time. Of
terrible
course, I still
back
have bad
pain.
shoulders.
You're not even 30 yet.
Oh, I've been
Oh,
seeing
dude.
a chiropractor since I was 17.
Oh, dude,
No,
my
Maddie goes too.
Yeah.
body's so shot. But
Same.
after this yoga class, I felt so good. I went up to the yoga instructor and I told her, I was like, dude, this was great.
Yeah.
And then the end of the semester was like a week later and I couldn't do anymore. But I thought it was awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
more,
fun.
That's cool. Like, because when I think of yoga, it's like, it's a woman's thing or whatever. But like, dude, men need to be doing this. Stuff
I
'cause-
see a good amount of guys, and it totally
Yeah.
depends on the class and on the day. But my type of class, yes, I do see a lot of guys, especially because weights are incorporated, and so you can
Yeah.
pick a heavier set of weights and you can make it challenging. I also see guys that add push-ups to different sections. They can make it their own way.
So this is something
So-
you recently started getting the mic for. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I've heard you've been in yoga for
I've
a while
taken
now.
classes at Power Life for about 2.5 years maybe, and then I just recently did my training in April, and I've been teaching in May.
What does that training consist of?
It's 30 days. I think it was 80 hours, 60 to 80 hours. And so it was
Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 to 4 hours every single time. And then we had to do a test out, and then they would either hire us as interns. I was actually hired for a couple of weeks before actual teacher, and now I get paid for it.
I was gonna say
That's
so,
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So I teach twice a week.
So it's something you're passionate about.
Yes,
something you really
and I've been
enjoy
going
doing.
forever. And yeah, I was competitive too because I went to a class, nearly threw up and passed out. And I said, that's never happening to me again. I'm never going to let that get me again. And so I've been going ever since. And, the teachers are really, really motivating. And then you also find like teachers that you like and personal connections that you can make in class. And it's just so much fun to just keep going back and see those people and like push yourself. It's a mental thing. Your body can do it if you're at that level,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I always offer options in my class. And so if people are at different physical levels, you can take a different option, and every single thing that you take is good for you and right for your body. And that's awesome. And so
That's one thing I actually kind of liked about the Pilates and the yoga was is how forgiving the instructors were.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
dude, it's
Oh,
totally
yeah.
okay.
It's like do what you can.
The thing is,
Yes.
like, I was forced to do this. Like I said, I was forced to do like 2 classes, and I ended up doing 4. And I wish I would have done more. And because I truly enjoyed it. Like the second time, man. Like, because it was a bunch of middle-aged women in Pilates.
Oh, yeah.
It was a bunch of middle-aged women doing the dance and the high raw thing. But the second time around, I'm like, dude, I'm nailing this.
Yeah.
Dude, I can dance. I got rhythm.
And then it's
Plus,
like
I'm a
the
physical
music
genius.
is going, and you're like,
You're
yeah.
pumped up,
Like we did. I was in a
Dude.
class the other day, and it was "Love Lockdown" by Kanye West, and I was like, oh yeah, I feel
Nice.
this so good.
Well,
And like it's like dance like nobody's watching. Like, you don't care. It's like a confidence. But I'm serial.
Yeah.
It was great, man.
Yeah.
And that was 10 years ago when that happened. And it was
So
phenomenal. So
come to Power Life, come see me. I
And
teach
where's
Monday
Power
nights.
Life?
So we've
OP?
got a couple different locations. We have a town center location in Leawood area. We also have a Prairie Village location, North Square. We've got a Lee Summit location. We've got a South Plaza location where I taught this morning.
Wow.
And then we've also got a Too Late location in downtown Kansas City. So I teach Monday nights at 5:15. Lee Summit. Sorry. And then Saturday mornings at 7:15 if anybody wants to wake up early with me and party at South Plaza.
Whenever I would work out, I always liked working out in the morning and get it over with, and then you're
Yeah.
burning calories the rest of
Oh
the day.
man, it's
I'm
awesome.
an evening person.
That's
Are you
fine.
an
And
evening
everybody,
guy?
yeah, everybody's
You a big
different.
man
So
over there with your evening workouts?
Usually.
I'm
Trying to
a
brag?
place for everybody.
God, dude.
Well,
Welcome all levels. We welcome all.
That's cool. That's really awesome.
Experience. It's
Yeah,
great.
the times. So I did P90X before I joined the military.
Love it.
Every time I did the first 1 day workout, it's like a 7-day rotation. I feel like I was going to throw up.
Oh yeah.
And then yoga was literally the toughest. I never finished the video because it was like, this guy's out of his mind. Yoga it's tough.
Dude,
Yeah.
It is not easy.
'Cause I can tell
Holding
you
and
that
it's
whole
sitting in
semester-
those uncomfortable positions. Yeah.
That whole semester, I'd like walk by like the class, and I'd like, when I did it, I'm like, okay,
Respect.
I get some
I don't
respect
know.
there, man. Like my mind was totally changed. Like this is actually kind of difficult, and
Yeah.
I felt so good after it because it was so motivational.
Will Hadley bark on command?
No.
Okay. Hadley.
Give me your bow. There you-
What?
Well, I think we should probably end it.
I think
we had a
we're
good
okay.
Thanks for coming. Seriously, this was
Yeah,
For
Lindsay.
having
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank you, everybody.
We had a
Thanks to our
butler
live
here.
audience
We had a butler.
today.
Adrian was here. Was
AJ?
great.
Thanks
and
to Hadley.
Miss Hadley, here.
Hadley.
Good job.
The great Hadley.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
friends.
That concludes LD podcast 15. What
1-5.
15, and we'll get it posted sometime. But next week, we have a guest coming up next Sunday. Well, that's all I'll go. That's all I'll say. We do have a guest coming next Sunday, so
All
I
right.
am excited about it. But thank you, Lindsay, for coming. Seriously, it was great. I had fun.
Yeah,
Thanks.
seriously.
It was fun.
You'll be on again.
I got some stuff out of my chest.
You've been a
Off
loyal.
my chest.
You've been a loyal listener.
Yes,
since the
we
beginning.
listen. I listen when I mow my
Luciano
lawn.
Shadabanya.
I listen when I walk my dog. Listen, dude.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next time.
All right. Good job, Lindsay.